This is the second in a three-part series on motivation. In the first video clip, I talked about the culture of motivation. What's a positive versus not a good culture for motivation? And we particularly looked at some pretty bad ways to try to motivate people in organizations. So you might want to look at that. But let's move on to the second clip, and that is here, and that is talking about external motivating factors. And these are good, but they're often short-lived. There's nothing wrong with sort of an external motivator to get that flywheel going, to start to get things moving. And some of these things are helpful to get us going, but they ultimately don't last in and of themselves unless something internal gets triggered. And then we own our own motivation. And we'll talk about that in the next video clip. So in this one, let's talk about these mostly short-term, but external motivators. And Bill George, in his work on True North, really does a good job of talking about external and internal motivators. I learned a lot from him on this. One is compensation, right? I mean, that's money moves us. A bonus helps, a raise helps. And here's the downside. It can create dependence on that for our drive. Once we learn that the carrot on the stick is something I can grasp and get, sometimes leaders or others will keep dangling things out there to move us, or that we'll expect it. It doesn't just become a one-time thing. Hey, I got a bonus. Great. I guess I'm going to get one every time now I perform a little better. Maybe, maybe not. Is it in your contract? If it's not, don't count on it. But the problem with compensation is it can be not just a short-term thing, but you start to depend on it. But it's not a bad external motivator to get things moving. If you need it, certainly take advantage of it. The second one would be power. We give people power or we use it, mostly in appropriate ways versus inappropriate. But in a negative way, power can be used to control others. So the question is this: am I giving power to increase performance, or will it create pride in someone? By giving them more authority or more power, will they suddenly think, hey, I'm really special around here, and now I have levers to pull, and you better kiss up to me, so to speak. You got to watch out how power is used as an external motivator. You want it to be more intrinsic, something that comes from authority from within that says, I believe something and therefore I'm acting, but not I want to control someone or something and I'm going to leverage power to do that. Third is it's just title, whether it's your actual title or letters after your name. I work in academic environments where degrees matter and there's a certain importance to them. It says a level of expertise has been achieved at a master's or doctoral degree or some other kind of technical degree. So having that is a motivator, or getting that is a motivator, or having a new title going from director or up the line to VP or something, that says something. The question is it, again, something that's going to be something I work for and hold on to and builds my ego, or is it simply the recognition of hard work and good work and something rightly earned? And you got to be careful with that and not dangle those out if you're the one motivating to people, implying that when they get that title, that's really where it's all at, because then they'll work to get the title, not to do their best. Recognition is related to that, but it's the opinion of others. Recognition, someone else says, you matter, you're good, you've done something good. And I need that. I need someone to say after hard work for maybe many months to go, hey, you did a great job on that project. It's, do I rely on that recognition? Do I need it? Because recognition can be an up-down kind of thing. By lifting me up, sometimes we lift others down or put others down. We don't lift them up. It's implied. It may not be said. But if I only recognize certain things from certain people and don't recognize anything from others, it implies their work doesn't matter. Got to be careful with recognition. Winning is similar. It's the last one I'll talk about. Winning can be a great motivator. When we win, when we get the deal, when we make a great decision, when we earn some extra money, when in a church people are coming and they're attending and they're excited and they're growing, and whatever the environment is, that sense of winning or doing really well is important. But if I have to have winners, there have to be losers, and we have to be very careful about implying that people are truly losers when maybe they just didn't perform at the same level, but they're not losers. And so external motivation is helpful. It can be used well, but when people start connecting it to their identity, that's where the trouble comes in. So I want you to be careful. External motivators can get people moving, but internal motivators will keep people moving. And I want to talk about those next.